So I was looking at fuck, my light fell. Oh well. But the fucking thing, dude. I buy this fucking light off of I don't know what it was. It was a lot. And it's like the light is sick, but it fucking it
Fucking
like
thing
this
sucks, dude.
no,
Yeah.
the sticking part is like
Yeah.
okay, it doesn't work. Like I have to like leave it on there 24/7, which like what the fuck I'm gonna leave it. It sticks.
Yeah.
It's like the Uber drivers, the thing the Uber drivers use, that suction cup thing, like on their
Oh, yeah,
it's
yeah,
basically
yeah.
that, but with a light instead of a phone attached to it. I'm like, no, it was like this is perfect. You know what I mean? Because I got this bullshit fucking window behind me.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I think if I take the desk and flip it that way, I think we'll be good. I won't need the light. But
Yeah, yeah.
you know, nonetheless, I was laughing because I was talking to my parents today about like
Yeah.
about like how the election's gonna go. You know what I mean? Like I was kind of like thinking because like my mom
You
is
talk
like
with them a lot about that shit, huh? I don't talk with my family as much as you do. I think about that shit.
well, I mean,
Yeah.
I see them like quite often, like you know what I
Yeah,
mean. So
yeah, yeah.
it just comes up, you know,
Yeah.
and we've kind of learned like I'll talk to. Well, it's I mean, like my mom
Yeah.
just mainlines fucking legacy media,
Yeah.
like left legacy media, just like intravenously, like on the
Yeah,
couch,
dude.
just fucking,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, like hooked up to
Got
like
a steady diet of
yeah,
like,
exactly, like
all the fucking,
like in
yeah.
Vegas, if you have a hangover and they just like inject you with like electrolytes, that's like how it is,
Yeah.
and so. I was talking to her and like she was like, yeah, I took Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday next week off of work. I was like, cool.
Yeah.
Like what? You know, like sick. I'm thinking in my head like, well, you got something going on or just taking some time
Yeah.
off? She's like, yeah, just in case it goes bad. Like I'm not sure I'm gonna be able to get out of bed, and I
Dude,
don't want to be like at
yeah.
work and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, fuck, dude. Like imagine carrying this much.
And like, I'm not to clown or anything, but like, some people have to work. You know, they can't like take time off for their emotional security during a fucking election.
Honestly,
You know.
kind
Yeah.
of is her. Like she's like really taking an L there. Like she
Yeah,
this
dude.
I don't come from money. Like you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's
No. Totally.
yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like
Yeah. It's like.
like my dad has
Yeah.
a more higher paying job than she does, but
Yeah.
that's only because of the gender gap. No, I'm kidding. But they come from they come like I don't come from a lot of money. Like, you're still renting the same place they had when I was a kid. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They don't own property or anything like
A
that.
fucking duplex.
But
Dude.
it's
Yeah.
and then like my dad's just like, yeah, so you're gonna be home. I'm like my dad's been working from home,
Oh,
and my
God,
dad's like,
yeah.
I was kind of looking forward to those 8 hours.
Yeah, dude. It'd be
Wednesday,
fine.
Thursday,
It'd be
Friday.
fine if she wasn't watching the news and the live updates, but you know she will, dude. That's the thing. Is
Oh
like,
yeah,
if
it's
it
like
was just chill, like, hey, let's have some tea, let's put on some movies,
Mhm.
like that'd be tight.
And
but
when it
it's
get
not
like
gonna-
say it gets bad, like last year it
Yeah,
got
dude.
bad, or 2016 it got bad. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like it got bad early. You could tell early, like Trump, fuck, dude, Trump's gonna fucking win. Like he was
Yeah.
like just crushing early. You're like, fuck.
Yeah.
And then they were doing the cope things. Well, this state hasn't reported yet. And then,
Oh,
like,
that was a thing of
yeah.
beauty, dude. That was
And it was kind of
Yeah.
like watching a sports game where like sometimes like you know me Raiders fan happens often third quarter like they'll be in the game then third quarter they'll just fucking blown coverage touchdown like 10-point swing and you're down like 7 points.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
all right, and then like I'll turn it off for a second. Like I'll just be like, nah, I'm not watching this shit. 5 minutes later, I come back and go, hey, is it better? Like you know, what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
so that's
totally,
like
dude.
what she's gonna be doing with this election. And if it goes really fucking bad, like I don't know, man. Like
Yeah.
like
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes right now, you know? Like,
Deep
what
state?
are people gonna like what have they decided already? What's the even if no matter who wins or loses, I always wonder, like, are elections even legitimate at all? Like, how, you know what I mean? Like, how do they, like, obviously Trump won, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Like, what cards do they have to like
well, no,
say?
you get fucked in your ass at Bohemian Grove by an ex-president, so it's never legitimate. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like it's never it's never legitimate because, as Alex Jones said, like you get just banged in the ass by like Obama. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Totally,
Can you imagine
yeah.
Obama like fucking Trump in the ass at Bohemian Grove? like that's
no,
really
they're like, Obama, yeah, Trump won. You gotta fuck him in the ass.
bend over the cedar plank, Donald.
Yeah.
Unbuckle your pants. I'm
You
gonna
think
fuck
they're
you.
tight? Are they tight? Like homies?
I actually don't think they're. I think.
Yeah.
I always think that they've always kind of both been like, nah,
Yeah.
like foil characters. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I don't think even during like Trump's just like I like everybody elite, like I'm cool with everybody type thing. Those days, I don't think him and Obama were cool.
Yeah.
But
yeah, dude, I don't know. Like, it's definitely like the media is definitely prepared for round two. You know, let's just put it that way. You know what I mean? They're
Trump.
They're not going to get caught on their back foot. You know what I mean? This time, there's something they're gonna have all the narratives ready because you know what I mean. Yeah, I remember watching that shit, and they had nothing. They were just like stunned silence.
I was stunned. I didn't. I was not of the
Did you
Trump's gonna win guy.
I never saw that picture of AOC when did you? I think you commented or liked it or whatever. I didn't know until like a week ago, and I reposted it or whatever. But it's her being like, oh shit, like when everyone learns that it's Trump or whatever, right? And she's like, oh no, you know, and which is, you know, like understandable reaction for her for sure. But then there's like a white dude behind her in glasses, and he's like, oh, it's just like it's like that.
Like, aren't you a bartender? Make yourself a drink.
Yeah, no, it's like that Survivor's gif, you know, where like the girl's like, oh fuck, and then the guy's like, yeah,
exactly.
It was funny. Dude.
Exactly. No, it's
dude, I don't know, man. It's gonna be a wild ride.
Yeah, because I couldn't care less as far as for me personally. Like, I'm just, how does this affect me? I'm already, it's done. Like, it's done.
Yeah.
For me. I just don't care. I can't get down with Trump because I like, you know how maybe I'm getting on a tangent here, but you know how like a lot of times there's people that are like, well, Trump's actually, you know, like somewhat better than Biden because the elites don't like him. And I'm kind of like, yes, there's some that don't, but like, why do the Koch brothers funded fucking media companies suck his dick so hard then? Like, is that not elite money coming in too? You know what I mean?
Well, like, my theory is we don't know. There's not just one group of elites. And this is what James Corbett says too.
Yeah.
Where to kind of not explain Trump per se, but to explain the broader thing. Like, that's like a conspiracy trap that people fall into. Like, you know, the global elites, when really there's competing factions and stuff.
That's what I mean.
There's obviously like for example, you know, a lot of people think that, just to put a name to a face kind of thing, like a lot of people postulate and theorize that like the FBI and the CIA are two separate fronts of two different deep state organizations.
Oh, like neither they're just shells. Yeah,
they're shell. Yeah, and like we all know about the CIA, but like, you know, it could be like, I don't know if that's true or not, but that's just kind of like a way to think about it. You know what I mean? Where, but no, there definitely is an element of some people, some of the most powerful people in the world are not a fan of him being in power, and things got off railed because of him. Not saying he's good or anything like. Yeah, it's just like.
But like you said, I think there's multiple things of elites. Like if Trump wins, I still think we're gonna like another term. You're gonna get like the Koch brothers fucking bullshit really like coming to fruition.
Well,
you know what I mean?
If he wins, and they're just gonna be like, all right, like let's just in spite of Trump, like let's just fuck shit up anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Biden wins, we're gonna be in another forever war within 2 years, dude. Like
it's gonna be bad.
It's gonna be bad. And I'm telling people, I'm honestly like, I'm being like a dick about it. I'm like, all right, like I'm sure you're gonna protest this war when it happens. Like I'm sure you fucking leftists voting for Biden are gonna, you know what I mean? It's like, and it's like I get it, you know. I'm not, like I said, we don't care. We just don't. Obviously, we pot about it every week, but you know, it's like, we're beyond that shit, and it's But yeah, dude, I've been talking to people that are like, this. I got the craziest logic with this, like, because everyone's sending me that article of like, oh, you think Trump's like more peaceful than Biden will be? Like, check this out. And
the Iran, like, is it the Iran thing?
Yeah, and I was reading. They sent this article like Trump may have bombed Iran more than any other president in U.S. history. And I like opened the article and I read it. And it's like since 2017, like upwards of 157 civilians have died in bombs. And I'm like, okay, that's sad, but like 157. What about this cool like 1 mil we got? Just like fucking, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like what, like this is your thing. Like this is your evidence of like the big, you know?
Yeah.
Like, not defending the guy, but it's like, dude, these fucking. The last 5 administrations are straight evil war criminals that have like literal genocides on their hand, dude. It's like, So anyway, it's like, I think he's just dumb and he's just like doesn't know how to use like his military, like,
right?
Yeah, and it's.
Well, I just personally think he doesn't have money in those businesses.
Yeah, that's a great point.
That's honestly like I don't, because I can't picture in my head that Donald Trump, if he had money in like a Halliburton or a fucking, you know what I mean? Like, is he that bad of a businessman that it's good? That's why I've always wondered, where it's like he's like, oh, I missed the Raytheon fucking investment, like, you know, 30 years ago, and he's like, I'm still paying for it, but I'm not gonna fucking send that shit over there. You know what I mean?
No, and
I've always wondered that.
The other guys, they created that shit. It's like that's like their, you know, when like a when like a fucking barbershop has like $1 framed in the wall. Like this was our first customer, that, like the Raytheon guys have that, like way before Rock, we had this, we had fucking Desert Storm, or some, and they're like, so that's like their pride and joy is like their like missile defense fucking contractor shit. and so they're out of favor now, that's my bit at least.
Yeah,
dude, it's like, I'm just not, I don't know, man. Like, I'm not saying he's like not a war criminal like the rest of them, but I'm just saying if we get into a massive thing after Biden wins, we'll know what's up. You know what I mean? Like literally, there's no other change. It's
not with all the protesters that are going to push him left. I'll tell you that.
Oh shit, dude. Yeah,
that's my favorite. That's still my favorite narrative. That the cope. It's such fucking cope, dude. Like you're a bitch. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm just not. Look, I have friends that are voting for Biden that are unapologetically voting for Biden. I don't hate on them for that. That's fine.
No,
it's the people that were Bernie or bust. Fucking, this is all, doesn't matter. Fuck around and find out. All that kind of stuff. Okay, they found out. They found out, and this is what happens. You fucking vote for the establishment candidate.
It's like, no, you found out. You found out.
Yeah. And there's two possibilities, and none of them are good for you. One, Biden wins, and then they realize, oh, this movement that we were worried about during the primary isn't jack shit. They voted for us, and if he loses, you get blamed for it. Dude, so it's like there's no fucking winning. They won't believe that you voted for him.
Yeah,
they won't. Like, you know what I mean? They won't believe that. They didn't believe it in 2016. Yeah, and so I just laughed.
Did you see that so hard. Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, did you see that Bernie video he put out where he's like the establishment needs to know that like if Biden wins, it's not going to be the same. We're going to be like, it's a different ball game we're playing. I'm like, dude, just like stop, dude. Like, come on. It's like it's not you anymore, dude.
I've never felt worse about like what was going to happen with Bernie. Like I was like, oh no, he was going to get
at least this year there wasn't like a live DNC where they literally just like, look at that guy in the Bernie. Oh, you lost it.
Dude.
At least there wasn't that, dude. Like honestly, COVID was kind of like a political blessing for like a lot of
it helped the Bernie's loss a little bit more, like it did, because he didn't have to do all the like appearances that like he would have done. That's what, like they've always said that, like Bernie needs to do this. It's like he will. He's a fucking establishment.
Dude,
he loves his establishment. He loves the people that basically said that he wasn't fit for president. You know what I mean? And that's why I laugh. Is like you're gonna push this administration left. You're gonna push the Biden administration left, right? Okay, like let's look at that in theory. Think about all the times that Joe Biden could have been pushed left. That didn't work. Occupy Wall Street. Did that push him left?
Yeah.
No, anti-war protests for Iraq and stuff like
Rock.
that.
Yeah.
Standing Rock.
Yeah.
Ferguson. What did they do? Turn that shit up. Let's send the National Guard. Turn it up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was like, turn it up. And he did that shit. He fucking can you imagine Biden licking an ice cream cone listening to fucking Leonard
Sweet Home Ferguson, dude.
Sweet Home Ferguson. Yeah. So that might be the episode name.
Dude, yeah. We got it early this time.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, no, the ex Bernie bros, which we are, you and I are both that,
Sure, I don't regret it, but it is.
No, not at all, dude. And I'm I don't know, some people are really down on him, and I'm like I get it, I'm like, I'm not super down on the guy. I'm just like, we all knew this was going to happen in our hearts, and we all knew that this whole thing would get fractured, and there was going to be all the people like the Benjamin Dixons being like, you guys aren't voting for Biden, you're fucking trash in my book, and just like tweets like that. It's like,
that's what I hate. What? Just do you, bro. Like you're gonna do you. Like just don't signal, don't fucking do this kind of thing where I'm a piece of shit if I don't roll over because I don't have a media job waiting for me, Benjamin Dixon. I'm not gonna, what I mean? You're trying to like, I thought it was I want to say it was Amy Therese, but somebody of that, I can't, maybe it was Glenn Greenwald, one of those guys, like said something like a lot of these DSA people, like super kind of, I guess, establishment socialist type thing. A lot of them are just basically doing this as like a minor, in my opinion, the way I interpreted it, the way they were saying was like minor league baseball. You know what I mean? Like
trying to get drafted.
You got drafted. You're already on the left. And then you're trying to get to fucking, the major leagues or whatever. Maybe even like, get to the Young Turks and then go to the fucking CNN, you know what I mean? Or just shit like that. And I think a lot of these people are, and I think that's why eventually they roll over. You know what I mean? Like and class comes into it too. I don't know about Benjamin Dixon. I'm just, I don't know where he comes from. I don't know all that kind of stuff. But a lot of people of that realm of the left media, like, and this will be a good segue, like the people that were hating on Glenn Greenwald this week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like just like Naomi Klein, Ryan Grimm. Ryan Grimm posted a fucking fundraiser, and he was like, my boy Glenn,
Yeah.
dude. Oh, like he was like, I fucking love him. This sucks, dude.
Yeah.
Like, it sucks, man. Anyways, dude, if you want to contribute to the Intercept, please click the link.
Dude.
R.I.P. my boy Glenn.
Yeah.
But click the link. This is his GoFundMe. It's actually the Intercept, but yeah, it sucks.
Dude, that's a beta move, and that's a big tell that like that shit's gonna die without him. It's gonna be like the next Huffington Post or Mother Jones or one of those just fucking liberal.
Because they were just like a lot of them started like Ryan Grimm was simping for Warren. Like I remember like where he was like, well, maybe Bernie did say she couldn't be president. Like, you know, he was just doing that kind of thing, and I sucks because I used to
you know who's cool or go ahead.
No, I was
you know who's cool. Everyone hates on him for being like quote unquote racist or whatever, and I don't like really agree with honestly a lot of his takes, but he's just such a shit poster as that guy Lee Fang, you know, that fucking
no
guy.
He's not. I don't think he's terrible. I don't think he's terrible. A lot of people
he's just like one of those like bulldog type dudes, it's fucking but dude, Naomi Klein, dude, what the
Dude, I remember he thanked Naomi Klein in his fucking resignation. Like he was like, and like, you know, shout out, that was his biggest weakness was Glenn Greenwald was that he was kind of too loyal. I think I said it on this podcast where he was like, he's too loyal to like the like journalists, you know what I mean? Like New York Times is an institution. He was like one of those guys. And like and I'm like, dude, these people don't fucking like you.
Yeah, dude.
You refute their reports like that. And, you know, I saw the people because Glenn Greenwald was trying to run, for anybody who doesn't know, Glenn Greenwald, you know, pretty good journalist. Like, and I'm not even a huge consumer of media like that. I didn't know who a lot of these people even were for a while, but he wrote like the Snowden book, Nowhere to Hide, and a lot of good stuff, anti-authoritarian stuff. Problem is on the left, haven't really been that anti-authoritarian for a while. So now he goes on Tucker Carlson. Everyone hates him. You know what I mean? So nonetheless,
Tucker. We'll talk about that. I want to get to that later.
Yeah, sure. But
it's dude. It really is like a fucking. It's a litmus test. It's a line in the sand with this shit. Like if you're not fucking, I'm such a Glenn stan, dude. I rarely disagree, dude. And I'm because I know what he's fucking with. I know what I could tell he's like one of those principled dudes, you know, and that he's literally just, you know, has a belief, has something, and, you know, like a framework and sticks to it, you know, not saying like it, you know, that clouds his vision or whatever like that, but you know, because obviously we should update our beliefs and based on new evidence and stuff like that. But yeah, I was, and it's all over. It's all over the fact that he's calling out this whole cycle has him calling out like the left, mainly the media, but like anyone being like, hey, why are you cool with BLM protests when like a week ago we couldn't go to the grocery store? You know, why are you cool with why are we not cool to criticize Hunter Biden now that it's like a week out before the election, or Tara Reid or stuff like that, you know? And everyone's like, God, Glenn, can you just shut up, dude?
Now's not the time, Glenn.
Now's not the time.
Yeah.
And he's like, what? And he knows where that leads. He knows where that road leads, where like you can't talk about something, you can't talk about
because he was doing this shit during the Obama administration. He was trying to protect Edward Snowden. He was like, yo, I know what we're getting into. Yeah.
Fucking Obama, who fucking insane whistleblower, like stab him in the back type fool, you know, just in the front, dude. Yeah.
The whistleblower for the whistleblowers. Like he was like, I'm blowing a whistle now that I see somebody blowing a whistle.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. He's bumping Too Short, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
the worst Too Short song of all time.
Yeah, dude.
Like, dude, every time I hear that song.
So many better slaps, dude.
It's like hearing Back in Black. It's like the rock version of that song, like in the Bay Area. Like when you just hear down, you're just like, yeah, exactly. You're just like, okay, this isn't a terrible song, but I've heard this a million times. And then you're doom, you're like, oh God. And then even everybody else who likes Too Short, they're like, all right, I'm gonna sit down and go get something to drink real fast. Like,
but yeah, dude, everyone's turning on him, dude. It's fucking the Intercept. And all he did was say, he was just like, yo, this Hunter Biden thing is like a thing, and it's gonna pop up after he gets elected. And dude, imagine, dude. Props to dude. See, dude is making $500,000 a year at Intercept, dude. And it was like, skirt, I'm out. You know, it's like, I'm not saying he's not going to make money elsewhere. Like he's for sure will. He's a famous journalist. But like, it's like he's not leaving because there's better money.
Exactly.
Elsewhere. You know what I mean?
It's like it's not parting in a good way. Like it was a cool decision, or I guess it was probably, but it was probably like, hey, Glenn, get the fuck out of here. Like type of thing. Like, and look, I respect a journalist who's like, look, you won't run the story. I'll find somebody that will. You know, like I have a story. Like this guy was okay.
Well, here's what people don't understand about the story, because the editors were basically like, yo, you can write the story, but just take out all negative statements about Joe Biden. Yeah. He's like, what the fuck? No.
So don't write it. Yeah.
But then they put in some like clause. They broke his contract base, or something happened where they're like, all right, you can't do it here, but also you can't publish this anywhere else. Like, you literally can't.
We own the story, but we won't publish it. Yeah.
So yeah, exactly, dude. Exactly. So everyone's saying it's like, it's not censorship, it's not blah blah blah, whatever. And it literally was. It like literally, it's like and then he just alphaed it, and he's like, all right, here's my version, here's their version. Emailed it.
Screenshots of that bitch.
Yeah, here you go.
The entire thing, fucking 38 screenshots, and put that shit
up. And here's every email interaction between us. Like, you guys decide for yourself.
Yeah.
And so it's like, dude, king, dude. He's fucking king.
Yeah.
He's king. And
what and the criticisms of him is like, he's a fucking neocon. He's like all this type of shit. I'm like, dude. And I've seen, I forgot to save the tweet, but I saw somebody post it where they were like, yo, like, for a neocon to be like a gay vegan dude who's like married to a socialist guy from Brazil. It's like
an animal. Like, he's got 26 dogs adopted. Like, literally, like, dude.
The conservatives are like, we're good, thanks.
Yeah. But the Tucker thing, dude. The Tucker thing, dude. I would go on if someone is like, hey, you can have an unbridled. You could say whatever the fuck you want to fucking 30 million people tonight.
Like, my guess is rare candy. Yeah. A bunch of socialists.
They run a podcast.
In the liberal, gay infested Bay Area.
I would go on Tucker's show just to get his facial reactions, dude. I would just that. Yeah, like,
well, it would be three. It would be 3 great heads of hair, and I don't think the media could handle that.
Oh shit! There you go. Yeah. But no, dude, it's like, it's so dumb. And it's like, dude, I'm like, I'm not a fan of Tucker, but like,
no,
he's fucking cooler than Naomi Klein, dude. Like, or whatever tip she's on, dude. Yeah. She fucking signed that letter to censor. She's all about that censorship, dude. She signed the Michael Moore thing. She's like, no, Michael Moore can't show this film.
The one that even Chomsky didn't want to do.
Critiquing the green industry. The new one.
That one.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. It's like, dude, she is like corporate green, like all the way, dude. And
corporate green.
It sucks, man. I thought she was cool like a couple of years back. I was like, and it's Shock Talker and it's good, it's like, it's legit piece of work and everything. But I think these guys are slipping, man. They're all careerists. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and the funny thing about it is, like, I will say when because I think what a lot of people on the left, I try to be perceptive even with the people I think are fucking retarded. You know what I mean? I try to, like, at least, like, what do they see here? Because there's a lot of them. You know what I mean? Like, there's obviously somebody sees something here. I try to figure out what they see.
It's good. That's a good practice. Yeah,
I try to, because you can't give a good critique until you realize what somebody actually believes. Because I hate when people take shit out of context and or like we'll just be like, nope, this clip right here says it all. And I don't like that. So when I see people say shit like, oh, Glenn Greenwald doesn't denounce like Proud Boys and like shit like that. I'm like, well, no, he realizes that that's like 80 people. You know what I mean? And like, he realizes it's not that big of a thing. Also, dude, this guy was fucking going toe to toe with Bolsonaro, dude. Like legit fascist. Like, we're not talking about Donald Trump, the TV show guy. Who's a narcissist. Narcissism does not mean fascism. I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
And like, so
Bolsonaro's way scary.
Bolsonaro's going crazy. So of course, Glenn Greenwald's like, yo, like, you want to take the imperialist guy?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think Glenn Greenwald's voting for Trump. I don't think he is.
No,
not at all. He might be voting for Biden. Like, I don't think he is.
Exactly.
But
he might be. He might be. Yeah.
And like, I don't even think that. But to just say, like, I thought the longest time, oh, we're holding our nose and voting for Biden. Well, then why are you taking down any critique, right? If you're holding your nose, you already are giving a critique.
You're not holding your nose. Yeah.
You're not. You fucking breathed it in the voting booth. Sir, stop sniffing in the voting booth. Like, dude. That's what was happening. Like,
and he was on, I listened to the Rogan Greenwald interview dropped like a day before he announced.
I didn't see it. Yeah, I didn't see it.
Oh, it's great, dude. And he says it's fire, dude. And he says halfway through, he's like, yeah, a lot of people like, like, why aren't you spending your time critiquing like, the Proud Boys or whatever. And or critiquing Trump or whatever. And he's like, all my audience knows. I assume that they know that I'm not pro-Trump. Like, that's a waste of my time. Like, every other media outlet is
like, I'm tired of doing qualifiers, dude.
Exactly, dude. Yeah, exactly, dude. And it's Yeah, dude. But he's dude. It's funny to see. Chris Hayes is like,
LOL, yeah.
Yeah, dude. And Chris Hayes is like, what did he say? He's like Glenn Greenwald as if I'm probably butchering this, but he's as if Chris Hitchens was still alive and resigned and was making $1 million on Substack a year or something. And Greenwald was like, that's literally a fifth of what you make every year, and you work for a corporation that like decides what you say. Dude, Chris Hayes makes fucking $5 million a year, dude.
Like that My Opinion guy was saying, like, I asked him, I still didn't get an answer. I remember he was like, Chris Hayes, man, I'm telling you, like, he was really good, and if he dipped out
what the fuck, dude?
Yeah, I know. Like, if I'm a soccer ref, I'm just going red card. NFL personal foul, unsportsmanlike conduct. Funny, yeah, dude. When he said that there, I was just like I said, that Saving Private Ryan noise that I often get in my head.
Yeah. Dude, all the communists I know love Chris Hayes.
They do. They do.
The fuck, dude?
Commie Hayes, they call him. Yeah,
dude. The modern left is
Comrade Hayes.
It's like we're toddlers, bro. Like we're like, I like theory, and this guy is cool. It's like we don't even know what our like values are, or like what. Like Greenwald, he's a real one. He knows, like, he's a fucking real leftist, you know, like with anti-authoritarian.
Or even like you don't have to put him anywhere on the spectrum. He just questions things.
But I'm saying no, you're right. You don't have to put him on the spectrum, but if you did, he'd be more authentic than any of the people claiming clout and shit. That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
because that's the way we look at it. But that's not left anymore.
Exactly.
It's not. Left is being scared of everything, like nowadays. Yeah, just being scared of things and just like, Mom, help! Like that's what you're doing. You're gonna just like submit to Naomi Klein, like, well, you know, like I didn't like what J.K. Rowling said, you know,
she's I forget what university or whatever institution she's at, but she's the Gloria Steinem institution of media, and
okay, I was gonna say something else, but
dude, CIA, bro, we can't get any fucking
Central Institution of America, that's where she works at. But the
Gloria Steinem,
and what's funny about all this is like I start to realize like I tweeted this a while back where I was just like, yo, as much as like I like get mad when journalists say stupid shit, I realize like, dude, I'm trying to get like apolitical people like to just have like that materialist vibe where you want to just change your life for the better and have it not be like political, you know what I mean? Have it just be like, look, we're trying to get better stuff. So when I do see this, like if I go to work and I'm just like, you guys see that fucking Greenwald shit? I mean, everyone's like, nah, man.
No.
They're watching fucking like live leak World Star vids on their phone. It's like, nah, man, what happened? Or who's that?
And, like we talk about it, you and I.
So I start to realize I'm just like, does it fucking matter? I mean, it does. It does matter. Like, I'm not saying it doesn't, because like I said, that was like the one journalist that actually like didn't care what the narrative of the main media
and
is.
I'll fully admit, man, he is like a little bitch, and he gets into like little fucking whirlpools of shit that doesn't matter all the time, and you're like, bro, like, what are you doing, dude? Like,
well, even I'm saying, I don't know if this whole thing matters. Like, I just to an extent, if what we're trying to do is take the 87% of the country that really doesn't even like you know get into politics like that, and just because they don't get anything material from it. You know, like I'm always like, do I spend too much time giving a shit about that? I always wonder, like, and maybe I do, because again, I think Glenn Greenwald's good. Like, I think that's cool. But like, I start to realize, like, yo, like maybe I shouldn't get this worked up because I'm arguing with like the like less than 0.5% of like people that actually matter. You know what I mean? Like with over some semantics. You know?
Totally, bro. Yeah.
So I don't know. Like, so if anyone's discouraged by that, like that's the way I look at it. So I don't know. It's just sad.
Yeah.
It's sad. What's that? Go ahead.
I like that interview with Rogan though. That was good.
Was it good?
It was so good, dude. Yeah.
No, Rogan, he's great.
Rogan's been on fire lately. Let's be honest,
fucking dude. Alex Jones, dude. That Alex Jones interview, it's electric, dude. It's fucking electric.
Tim Dillon. It just had the perfect amount of Tim Dillon sprinkle sauce on there, dude. Just like
no, because he's the hybrid of both of them. Like it's basically the same person at different stages of their life.
Yeah.
Have you ever noticed that? Like, when I saw that picture of them all three looking like cell phone reception bars, like, you know what I mean?
It's like the evolution of man or some shit.
No, or just like someday, like for me, like some days I'm Tim Dillon, some days I'm Alex Jones, someday I'm Joe Rogan. Like, you know what I mean? Like how those women always do that mood. You know what I mean? Like that is a mood of one person. Those three people.
Did you see the conspiracy? Rogan was supposedly wearing an earpiece in that interview.
I did notice that.
Really?
And he was being weird about tech. And Rogan is a tech cuck, dude. He is a tech cuck.
Elon Musk, dude. Yeah.
That's why. Honestly,
dude, he wore the pink dress shirt for Elon. How beta is that, dude? Why would you
what
wear a dress shirt to your own podcast for Elon?
I know. Yeah. That's like when you get a girl pregnant near Easter and have a baby shower, like that.
Yeah, dude.
Thing. Like that's what a weird outfit. No, that's but funny, he's what I found funny. Yeah, Rogan, because like Alex Jones was saying, like, dude, they're doing some fucking crazy shit, and like how much innovation is too much. You know what I mean? And I totally fucking agree. Did you see the Robert Kardashian thing? With
the deep fake
hologram?
Yeah,
it's not a deep fake.
Well, I mean, I think it's like AI. That
well,
did it, you know what
I thought you meant it didn't actually happen. No, she did that. Like that was like she had that put together.
Oh yeah, no, I mean it's
it's
right. It was
what Tupac was. It's like
exactly.
what Tupac was. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he's like, it's fucking weird, dude. Like, and I'm again talking about somebody who really doesn't matter that much, like Kim Kardashian, but like, it's fucking weird because he's like, they put like a script for him to like wish his own daughter a happy birthday who's been dead for like a long time, and she's like,
weird.
He's like, Kimmy, just wanted to say, you remember when we used to drive around eating ice cream and listening to this song, and you'd start singing it and shit? You're like, would that help you? Like, you know what I mean? If you'd like lost your dad, I don't know. Look, everybody grieves in different ways, but I'm just like, yo, like, what is this, man? Like, what? Like, I'm not. Weird. I'm part of the anti-tech left, man. I'm telling you.
Oh yeah,
especially with Alex. Shout out Alex G. Shout out Alex G. By the way, from last episode.
I'm a full-on Luddite, dude. I'm like all about that Luddite life, man.
So what is Luddite? That's just like
Luddite was like an old movement of like, you know, basically kind of like Amish style, you know, like fuck tools and modern shit, you know, kind of whatever. Yeah, we're not gonna deal with that. We're gonna.
That's tight.
Yeah, but it's become like a pejorative, you know, for like anti-GMO people are pejoratively called Luddites, right? You know, and kind of, you know, you're not embracing the modern tech and shit. And
it sucks, dude.
Yeah, dude.
It sucks.
Yeah.
What is it like? What, I don't know. I don't know how it works in like a good way for humans and workers. You know what I mean? Like I used to be for like not like for automation, but I was like, yo, what we can do there is revolt and then like have like safety nets for workers, let the machines do the work, and workers don't have to do backbreaking labor anymore. Like it used to be my thing, and I'm like, no, that's not gonna happen.
Well, there's no plan for that. There's
exactly. We don't have a plan to stop Joe Biden. Like, you know, we don't have a plan or Donald Trump, either one.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Well, the geniuses, the hella smart people are worried about it. Yeah, dude. No, Albert Einstein and Stephen Hawking both.
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, they both were like socialists. They were like, yo, if this tech thing keeps going on, like you're gonna have to redistribute shit. Otherwise, like they knew, dude. They weren't dumb, you know.
Yeah, because the way it's gonna be worked under capitalism is like now we don't have to feel responsible about our workers having enough for rent, you know, because they won't be our workers anymore. Like, and we're gonna have a machine. And it's gonna work 24-hour shifts. Like,
you know, in a way, I think. Again, like I do think there's always like, you know, the most negative shit can happen, and there's always going to be something that sprouts from it, you know. And I think this COVID thing, I feel if this didn't happen, and it didn't, because all it did, really, it's the lockdowns, right? It's all it did, and of course we can debate on how deep I know you and I won't debate, but on how deep like the Bill Gates rabbit hole goes with you know, forced vaccines and tech and microchips and all that shit or whatever, you know. But just the lockdowns alone, like just you know, we're literally going to lock down like huge swaths of the world. And in America, you know, we're just not going to pay them and just wish them good luck. You know, here you go. And
you're an independent contractor, like in America, like that's what it is, man.
All for one, dude, and one for all, dude. Yeah. But with this COVID thing, with the lockdowns. Really, it's just if it hadn't accelerated all these, it's kind of fucked up to say, but if it hadn't got so bad so quickly, we would have been like the frog boiling in the pot, you know, for the next 20 years. And all of a sudden we wake up and we're like, you know, I'm 60 and I can finally afford a fucking, you know, like 2-bedroom condo exactly. Yeah. And it's like, I've been working for Gruel the last 40 years, and I can finally, it's like,
no,
I don't have to pay rent. And
it's funny. You see it, and like you see the ultimate like class divide in this shit. And it's fucked up. Cause like, even back to what we were talking about with Biden, like I saw Megan Day, right? You know, Megan Day,
I know the name, but
I think she's New York Times. Like she's like a furniture heiress. Like her family had this crazy furniture heiress thing. And so she's got like money coming to her. So anytime she tries to do some like socialist grift kind of thing, like everyone's like, yo, stop, you know what I mean? So today she was like, workers are going to go out in the street and protest if Trump wins, but not like by anything other than the Electoral College, right? Like if he doesn't win the popular vote, basically
for Biden, but workers are going to revolt for Biden.
Yeah. And it's funny, and I've seen these reports that union workers, right? Like unions are going to strike if Biden doesn't win, and it's like, no, like honestly, my union rep is a Trump supporter. Like, he's like, fuck that, you're getting to work, he's like,
that's some leftist fucking porn, dude. That's some fucking fantasy.
It's a POV 4K porn.
I've never known anyone that's been in a union, but let me tell you exactly what they're going to do if
I'm
my
in
political
the journalists union, and you're like, that's not what's gonna happen. Exactly. And so you start to see that with like COVID lockdowns and stuff like that. Like today I was even like we've talked about it, like it's okay to like be anti-lockdown now. You only get like a little bit of pushback, you know what I mean, like as opposed to 6 months ago, but there's always still just that little bit of pushback, and people will be like, because now they're doing that not second wave, but the whatever this is in fucking December, like that's gonna come. The cold wave that comes in. Everyone's like, yo, it's gonna be cold, and that's Trump's fault. You know what I mean? And I'm starting to think like maybe it isn't gonna go away under Biden. And then they do the fucking Obama shit where they were like, well, Bush left me a mess, let me tell you. You know, like,
totally.
I'm thinking, man, because I was thinking like, okay,
because that way they don't have to fix it.
Bam.
Right? Yeah.
Bam. Yeah. Emerald Lagasse, bam, with the big ass.
You only got so much time in the day, bro. Like you can either start a new forever war or you can like fix shit at home. You know what I mean, dude? It's like,
imagine the social distance war that happens, like where they show the troops like fucking next to each other with like M16s and shit.
Yeah.
Like, crazy
masks, dude,
masks, and like hand say pure like that in their hands. Like,
I can't hear you. I can't read your lips.
It's been tough, man, with COVID because we're really trying to get our job done, and but we can't touch each other. And those are my brothers.
Yeah, this shit is dark, man.
It's
gonna suck. Biden's for sure gonna be the leftist mess type of bro, for sure.
Yes,
and it's funny, he's not wrong. Like he's definitely
did get left a mess, but like there's a solution on the table. There was during the Trump administration. At least if you're gonna lock down again, you have to take care of people. That's the thing. We're in this weird purgatory stage where it's like, we're gonna lock down. But it's like, dude, how is this not authoritarian capitalism? How is it not?
It totally
is. Because any right winger that comes at me and says, well, socialism leads to authoritarianism, it's like, cool, but you're in it now. You're being told that you're being told your business can't run. You're being told that you can't go to certain places. You're being told you can't do this. How is that not authoritarian capitalism? Because there's no safety net that comes with that either. So that's kind of
the more because what you mentioned something earlier about like the more you get less pushback for being against lockdowns. Right. The reason that is because everyone has a threshold, right? Mm-hmm. And like, for the peak, in March and April, when no one knew what was going on, everyone was for. It's funny. The heaviest real lockdowns occurred before there were any governmental lockdowns. This is what Nassim Taleb talks about. He's like the real, and I think he's way over tripping on the virus personally. He's wild with it, but he has some, but he's smart and he has some good points. And honestly, I think he's just like obsessed. He's been obsessed with pandemics before this thing ever happened. So he was just like, all right, let's go.
Guy, normal guy shit. Yeah,
exactly.
It's like guys who read books on submarines. Like, You're like, all right, man.
Dude, that's perfect. Dude.
Yeah, you gonna get on one of those one day or what?
That's the way he is with.
I get seasick, bro, but I fucking love this book. Yeah,
that's the way he is with like Mediterranean culture. Like someone will tweet like, "Yo, I had a Greek falafel today." He's like, actually, in Phoenician tradition, it's actually like more of a Lebanese cut, and people are like, "Bro, what the fuck?"
Shut the fuck up. I liked it.
No, but he's cool. I like. I
got you.
But he's intense, But he said early on, he's basically saying, for all you anti-lockdown people or whatever, all the people were voluntarily doing this at the peak because we all realized it was serious. And that is true. When people are a lot more intuitive than we give credit for, I think, in certain domains, right? Not so much in other domains, but when he was saying okay, we don't know what's going on, where things are uncertain, we're not going to risk our family's lives over this shit, right? So we're going to like get some food and hunker down, and then as time goes on, you see like, okay, it's really not as bad. So like every week a different threshold is crossed, like a new 1,000 people or 10,000 people are like, wait, like, and of course I think the BLM thing like red pilled a lot of people to COVID,
sure. Especially if you were against
COVID,
that.
not
especially,
to, yeah.
Especially if you were like, yo, I don't like all this looting. So like
but
that,
no, but
that
not
might be in
even,
your head.
not even like even like me. I'm for the like. I don't give a fuck about looting during capital. I mean, kind of. You know, I don't want like
pick the right stores, but yeah,
pick the right stores.
That's the way I look at it. Yeah,
But like even for me, I'm like, yo, I'm down with these protests, but also like, come on, this hypocrisy is like blatant on the face.
It should have been. It should have been a if it actually was in good faith. It should have been like, yo, we could have outdoor concerts now.
Yeah, or you can go to the beach. Yeah,
you can go to the beach. You could like we just talked about last week. You could have school outside. You know what I mean? You can have work outside. You know, you could, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Again,
No,
shout out Alex G one more time. That was a great episode last time. If you are. If you're tuning in because of that episode, because that episode did get a lot more traffic than our other ones, appreciate it. We're gonna have some more guests on soon.
Yeah, but and on that point, who was like the one journalist way early on that was like, "Yo, what's up with this hypocrisy regarding?"
Is that Tracy?
Well, yeah, he's always like, yeah, but no, Glenn Greenwald. He was like,
oh, was it Green? Oh, yeah. Okay, was it?
He said it in his word. I think his words were like, "Am I the only one that thinks this is like creepy and authoritarian? The way that we're like asked to forget a week ago that this wasn't cool and now it's woke.
Cool, it's just woke capitalism. That's all we're doing.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
That's what Biden. That's what scares me the most about the Biden administration. Is more than anything is like woke capitalism. Because at least Trump doesn't try to make capitalism woke. That's just the response to him. But like, I don't want the administration to have woke. Like you know what I'm saying? Like just it's crazy. Like you know, like
Kamala was definitely
that's gonna be the number one.
Yeah.
That's gonna be the number one, dude. Like you're right. Like, and I'm sorry, you're still going about the COVID thing. And
no, that was pretty much it.
Yeah. But I would see people going like, they'd be like, nope, there's gonna be another huge lockdown in the winter, and you know what? And then they do the orange emoji, orange man like did this, and I'm just like, dude, get the fuck off of that, man.
Yeah,
like,
dude. Yeah.
Like the election is next week, man. I better not hear you talking about this shit after this. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What do you mean? Like.
Just dude, like, okay, then maybe he wins, right? If it's that bad, if it's clearly 1,000% on Trump, why everybody's miserable right now? If that's clearly the case, he will lose.
Yeah.
He will lose because you can't rig that much of a like if it's true, because again, I don't believe it's true that everybody hates Trump for COVID. I believe I shouldn't say that, but a lot of people hate the fucking liberal governors for shutting down the businesses and all that kind
100%,
of stuff. A lot of people 100%. Do that. Again, they're not trying to kidnap Trump. They're trying to kidnap Gretchen Whitmer. You know what I mean? Like they're not. They're trying to. I don't know. And I had. Anyways, do you have one more thing on that? Because I had two more things I wanted to talk about.
Well, yeah, I think people underestimate how attuned people are to the thing that affects them most, like the politician that affects them most. Like I feel in California, more people are attuned to like Gavin than fucking. Oh, well, it depends, you know. But it's just, I think more people are.
You're not wrong. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying though, and it's, and again, like Trump was a dipshit with this thing. They did all some fuck shit with like the economy and like trying to like short their own stocks and and all that.
Oh
like, sharing the alpha around, being like, yo, this is gonna dip, it's gonna be bad, but not saying it to the public. That's
quite
fucked
beta,
up,
if you ask me.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, and that is fucked up. Like, that is fucked up. And yeah, so but it's all bad all around. And it's just these governments should not be. I'm just that dude now, I guess. They should not be allowed to make these choices for us.
Yeah.
But go on. Yeah.
Well, you're right. And we've talked about that. Like it's definitely I think that's our stance. Everybody should know our stance now.
Yeah.
And but as cool as it is, we do get new listeners, I think, by the episode. So that's the way the numbers have looked. So it is cool. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so I guess we do have to do some qualifiers, because people could be jumping in halfway through the book and being like,
wait. Yeah. It's
like, you got to convert to the cult, man. Go like 6 episodes back.
Yeah.
But did you hear about these beheadings in France?
Yeah. There's been a few in like
mad.
A week or two.
I'm
right?
fucking mad, and not because of that. I like, honestly, like, whatever. Like, I'm not saying like that. I'm just, again, mad at the left's take. Some not the full left. It's. I don't even think it's a majority.
Is it one of those? Let me guess. Like, let me.
They took out the
guess
paint.
What it is.
Well, yeah. Go ahead. Yeah. Release.
It's like the people on the left are like, unable to even understand why someone would vote for Trump. But when it comes to someone being beheaded, they're like, no, hang on, let's like look at the material conditions that fuck. Is that it? Yeah.
No, it's imperial colonialism, like all this kind of stuff, which is not wrong. France, let me start here. Start by saying this. France is fucked up towards Muslims, like fucked up, like record level for as far as like a European country goes, fucked up. Like they do the burqa bans, they do all kinds of shit like that. Just shit that shouldn't happen, right? So I believe what happened, one of the guys, there were two big beheadings I heard about. One of them was a teacher who they basically did the South Park, showed the fucking picture of Prophet Muhammad. Like showed the picture and it was like, nope, kill him in public, like beheading. Or I don't know if it was in public. I don't know if it was a video, something like that. But yeah, you'd see people going like, wow, I guess everyone's crazy now because a white teacher got beheaded.
Yeah.
And it's like they take out the fucking Sherwin-Williams paint swatch thing and they're just like, who does this center around? Okay, brown people, the Muslim people are brown, therefore it's like, dude,
it's like the Peter Griffin thing in reverse. It's
exactly.
Like,
no, that's what I mean. It's like, they're like, okay, and it beheading a white teacher, and it's like, look, I'm not even an anti-religious guy.
Who would? Yeah, it's not a race. It's not a race thing. Like beheadings are fucking scary as fuck. No matter who it happened. Like if it happened to anyone, we'd be like, yo, what the fuck? Someone's got their head chopped off. You know?
Yeah.
It's like,
and like, dude, I don't support that colonialism. I'm just like, but you can't say that this is payback for that because the guy already said it's for showing the picture. You know what I mean? Like it's for showing the picture of the thing. It's not like this guy was like, yo, all this colonialism, this is what's happening. And it's like,
dude,
it's fucked up. You don't have to do fucking 3D, 4D, 5D chess to try to make this like a woke thing. You know what I mean? You don't have to. It's a fucked up thing, dude. Just because that, like, look, I fully agree that like the US, I would understand why any Muslim would hate the US, you know what I mean? Especially overseas. Like I would totally understand that. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
But like if they came in here and started beheading people, am I going to be like, well, you know what I mean? It's like, no, bro, like we're getting beheaded out here. Like that's what, you know what I mean? Like that's fucked up. Like they're like Martha Stewart, sing like that, just like and like just like shit like that. Like and like, you know, that shit happens. I'm like, yo, like it's probably not good. You know what I mean? Like it's not a great sign.
Martha Stewart, dude.
Yeah, I know that was the first name. Like, I think it was. I saw the Snoop Dogg commercial with her. But
no, bro, dude, the left is hella weird with religion. Let's just be real. Like
it's a storm of race, religion, colonialism. It's all the buzzwords that like they argue about daily. Those people,
bro, and colonialism's real, dude. It's like it's a real thing that's fucked up.
It happened. They're suffering from it.
I'm not one of those guys that's all like. I'm not one of those like super ultra post left guys. That's you fucking retards think that you know. It's like no, I'm not that. It's like
they were workers. The colonial people, they were workers, okay? John Smith, he was a worker, okay? So if you're going to, like, shit on a worker and cancel a worker for fucking Pocahontas and doing all this,
dude.
Dude, that's also, like, the gymnast. I'm like, yo, dude.
They're doing the Marx thing on the other.
You don't have to apply. Exactly. That's too much theory. That's just theory pill right there, dude. Relax.
Theory pill. No, but the whole, it's weird because, dude, every identitarian leftist will be like, if you ask them, right, and then you'd be like, "Yo, is America like a white Protestant values like Christian male dominated thing with like the patriot?" And they'll all be like, "Absolutely, it's like it's creating tremendous."
Yeah, they put the Nazi flag and the American flag. They're like, "I don't see a difference." You're like, "Yo, like
tremendous negative stuff." Yeah, exactly, and you know they. That might hold some water. I'm not even saying that's wrong.
We do that.
Is. Yeah,
we don't do it. We do it, but you're like it doesn't do you anything. It doesn't make your point any better by you doing some hyperbole like that.
But but if you ask the same thing about like Islam, right? You'd be like, yo, they deserve critique for being being super patriarchal and having crazy
the most.
And it's like it's like, I mean, like the fundamentalist Christians and fundamentalist Islams are like two sides of the same coin, right? And it's like crazy. Like maybe we should just be against like crazy fundamentalist ass beliefs that like really to violence. Maybe that's
all it is.
You know,
it's just like your own like private justified police force. You know what I mean? Like doing that and it's fucked up because like I'm not anti-religion. I'm not one of those people. It's like for socialism to work, there can't be any religion. It's like no.
Yeah,
I totally understand why certain people need that, biblical or, with the Quran or any kind of connection where it's like, yo, I need to step out from where I am right now because I'm lost. Like, I get that.
We need, well, it's not even religion. It's just a catch-all phrase for what humans believe, right?
Yeah.
And what humans choose to believe, or what their culture they were raised in, or whatever. And like, as we need to graduate to a more like spiritual plane of existence of, you know, my way of thinking is not better than yours. It's not a better way. It's just a different way.
And it's not combative
as long
to yours.
It's not combative. And as long as we have a shared humanity that doesn't lead to violence, emotional, physical, or otherwise, right? And so that's what we need to get to. We don't need to defend beheadings and
radical right-wing Islam. It's literally white. It's right-wing Islam. There's different factions within Islam. Islam is not one like monolith.
It's a spectrum, dude. It's exactly.
Yeah, well, not even that. It's like they have wars with each other. You know what I'm saying? Like it's legit like the same way. So I don't know, man. Like I'd see these people, and these were the people that were like, it's not the people like I associate with on Twitter, but a lot of them I would follow them from like the Bernie campaign, right? It would be those people that were like their follower ratio was like 5,000 to 5,000. You know what I mean? Like they were just like doing the trains, doing all that kind of shit, which I always thought was funny because it's like some people say the MAGA accounts are Russian bots, but like that's literally like
some
the same thing where they have like 18 hashtags in the fucking bio, all these flower weird emojis. Then the black flag, I was like, oh, it's these black flag motherfuckers that are like these Antifa bros that think like radical Islam is like anti-fascism. It's like, no, they will do fascism. Yeah, I mean, like they will do it. Like it's and it's not like, again, I'm not saying like I'm anti-Islam. I'm not. I'm totally fine if that's what you believe, but it's like you shouldn't use that to kill people.
What a take. Dude.
Yeah,
what a fucking take, dude.
Sizzling. So I got the fajitas tonight. I ordered the fajitas.
Dude. Yeah.
They bring them out. They're sizzling. I can't even hear.
No, dude, and I do hate like literally for things you don't. It's literally we've graduated a thing for things you don't like. It's a failure of the individual, and it's always always like
incident.
It's always an isolated incident. It's always like the Trump voters' fault because they're just inherently racist or whatever. And for sure, some
can't
are,
rehabilitate.
Can't rehabilitate. Yeah, and for everything else that you do like or whatever, or think is you need to support or be on the good team or good side, it's systemic. It's we don't have free will to choose these things. It's like life is complex. It's all these things. Yeah, it's a rhetorical trick.
And then colonialism, like it's colonialism part of it. It's basically
Oh,
but nobody said anything about the French people doing. It's like, no, that's a thing. Like I'm just what did the teacher do?
Yeah.
He basically defied a religion he doesn't believe in, and you fucking basically said no, dude. Whether you believe in it or not, your head's coming off.
What do you think that guy was going through that guy's head? Like
a sword.
But, yeah.
No.
But like,
was he like Louis Slugger, like, fucking Easton bat, just coming?
Do you think he was like, dude? Do you think he was like, why did I have to die on the fucking Muhammad Hill? Like, he was like, why did I have to like present this image and shit? Do you think he was like, on that?
I think he was like, yo, this was now I drew it up. Yeah, or he was like saying like he was like, dude, it wasn't an authentic image. It was a hand drawing one. I did. Yeah, like he was like. He's like, I copied it off a couple still frames on the internet. Like he was like, dude, it was a bit. I was doing a bit. Like, like my high school kids are tough to impress.
The cops called that guy, right? Like immediately, right?
Probably, yeah.
I think so, yeah.
I don't know. And like I said, I don't even want to make it like some crazy thing. I thought that was an interesting thing where it's the mental gymnastics where it's like it should be a lot easier of a take for you to be like, that's bad.
Well, that was one of the first things that was one of the first things for me that got me questioning the woke shit. I was never on board with it. I was never on that train. Mm-hmm. But I was, it's like, in 2016, everyone's like talking to shit like, okay, yeah, like I'm not gonna
forced and almost like, oh,
well, you're just like, I'm not gonna go against this grain or anything, and especially during like when Trump was first elected, and you're like, it's just a natural whatever, or not natural, but you know what I'm saying. And then you would see those signs that like, those like house signs. That's like those kind of like. It might not be this one specifically, but in this house, we believe in science.
Sure.
And like science
is
real.
One right next to my house. That's
love is love and everything. And there were ones that would be like, like we're pro-feminism, pro-Islam, and I'm like, yo, like you should read those. You should like read the Quran or read the, what I mean?
Yeah, and it's like you're pro-Islam because you think you have to be. And it's
exactly.
Like, okay, if you're pro-Islam, convert first of all, and
it's not even. You're not even. It's a proxy, and it's. I'm not even saying this is bad. I'm saying like, you're pro. You're generally like when people say they're pro-Islam, they're pro-religious freedom. They're pro.
Yeah, don't be persecuted for your religion.
Yeah, they're pro-immigrants, and they're pro non-white supremacy, which is all good things, right? Those are all good things. Like where, like, like, brown people from Iran should be welcomed in America. Like that's a good thing. You know what I mean? And but you don't have to like be all cool with like the crazy fundamentalist beliefs, right? That's like a pretty fair thing to say. No.
Yeah. I mean, no, and the thing is this came a lot of this kind of, I guess, pro-Islam. It came, and rightfully so, after the persecution of them, like after 9/11, especially in America. You know what I mean?
Totally.
We talked about that. And okay, what was the angle, right, to defend Muslims? Like, dude, they're not beheading people over here. They're not fucking doing all this kind of shit.
I never thought of it.
Though, like, don't fucking be like, hey, well, actually, man, you gotta realize that teacher, his great grandfather was there when they rounded them all. Like, you don't have to do shit like that. So, like, I don't know.
And obviously, this guy, it doesn't even reflect on. This guy's just psycho. It's like literally what is going on here.
To me, it is probably an isolated incident. You know what I mean? Like,
totally.
And maybe there are a couple more of them, but I'm like, yo, like, and I'm not saying France doesn't have it coming to them, but like, pick your battles, man. Like, you didn't do that because of France. If you were really pissed off at France, you go after some elites in France. You know what I'm saying? But you did it to a teacher because he broke the religion that he doesn't follow. So nonetheless, one more thing I wanted to get to before we wrap up. So I was talking to somebody about minimum wage today on Twitter, and he was like one of those guys where he's like the guy where he's like, minimum wage, we raise it, prices go up, inflation. He's one of those guys, which, like, the more and more I realize, I used to be like a fight for 15 bro, but like I'm like, no, he's right, because we didn't change anything else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if
it's a number, it's an abstract number.
Like, because that's what Biden's going to do. He will put the $15 minimum wage in. I think he will. I think that's exactly what he will do. But there's going to be so many fucking loopholes to like just basically make it. Oh, well, now it's 15. Now we have to charge this and this. He's not going to put wealth caps in.
Yeah.
He's not going to put anything else that basically keeps the prices low and the wages up. So which is what you need for that $15 an hour to work. He's not going to do anything like that. So I think it's just going to be like a wave the wand, make everything ratio super fucking higher, like to where it's still the same problem. But what I said was, look, my argument was kind of agreeing with him, but then bringing a little bit of fucking socialism to it. You know what I mean? Where I was like,
let's go.
They didn't fall for it. The right wingers fucking jumped on me. You know what I mean? And they're not right wingers. They're just like small business owners. And when I thought it was funny, I said basically, like, honestly, until we establish wealth caps and tax the big corporations accordingly, the minimum wage isn't really going to like be a huge factor in making working people, better off. And one guy goes, talking about punishing people for success, huh?
Yeah.
Like that. And I'm like, oh, fucking stop.
Yeah, dude.
And this whole thing, I hate LLC entrepreneur Twitter. That's my least favorite part.
Dude,
I hate it more than fucking anything is entrepreneur Twitter, dude. It's the worst, dude. It's like no one cares about your big cartel fucking shirt company, dude. That's not or your fridge business that you have with your dad. Respect. I think you should pay lower taxes than Amazon. You disagree, apparently. You know what I mean? Like you disagree. You think no, because we could become Bezos, and they buy into this stupid fucking American dream thing where it's like, no, I could be the 158 trillion fucking air guy, and they think it's that. And if they oppose like actually good working class people and make their business more competitive with Amazon by reducing the tax on them, increasing it on Amazon and stuff like that, they're like, nah.
No, it's wild, dude. It's their for sure blind spot, and they're kind of that's the thing about the American dream is that it's a dream, and it's a fucking it's like not everyone's gonna accomplish it. And so what do you do? Like, is that are you just gonna accept that nightmare? And dude, and it's crazy. With like I like my family members work hella hard and they can't buy like a home with where they grew up, dude. It's like crazy. They're not poor. They're not like 30 years ago they'd be in like the upper middle class. And now it's just vanishing. And
though the CEO to wage like the ratio shouldn't change, right? I could see the dollar amount changing, but like the ratio shouldn't change between CEO salary and worker salary. It used to be 20 to 1 back in the 60s, and now it's 280 to 1. It's like,
and I am not like definitely like a Marxist socialist. Like I don't even know what any of that shit means. I'm dumb, but I'm like, I want to have the American or whatever freedom to start whatever fucking business I want and profit from it.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
Innovation. You want,
I want to, but I also don't want any workers for any of these businesses to have to struggle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want, and I don't like it how, like you said, where the better you get at winning, the more loopholes you get created for you. Right.
Yeah. And that's literally what these people were arguing. They're like, dude, you start crushing it like that, they take it
crazy.
easy on you.
Yeah. Because, like, and honestly, I do think it is a law of the universe that success builds upon itself, and that, like, that saying, like, once you make your first million is the hardest and the second one comes really easy,
exactly.
kind of thing. And
yeah, it's exponential
and it's like
growth. Yeah.
Which is crazy because, like, if you're okay, like, if you're like a wage worker and, you're making 25 grand a year, and then someone waves a magic wand and you're making 75 grand a year, like, boom, you just fucking tripled your income. That's like huge. You can go on trips now without worrying. You can go see your parents in one state over. You could take a flight. You could buy a little better food. You could save for once in your life. All these different things, right? And then, like, let's say you 10x that and you're making 750K a year, right? That's insane. That's 30 times what you were making before, right? Like, so, like, it's crazy how, like, punishing success, it's kind of crazy we say that because, if you're already successful, if you're making like six figures or whatever, and then you double that and you have to pay like a higher tax rate or whatever, which I'm not even saying, we're not going to argue tax rates on this thing or whatever. That's already becoming more money than you could know how to spend.
That's my thing. You're hoarding. You're literally hoarding wealth for no one else to have.
And once you start getting to like seven figures and stuff, where you're like literally making, just money, where you're just like buying investments and properties and stuff and becoming like a fucking tycoon, then it just becomes ridiculous, and it becomes less about living and more about power. And so yeah, I'm definitely a 10 million, 20 million a year wealth cap person. For sure.
And you have to change other things with that wealth cap. Like, you have to get these trade deals sorted out to where they can't just outsource shit. And they can't.
It's not just an individual thing.
Run their business in Thailand. Things like that.
You can't hide the individual behind the corporate.
Yeah.
And you can't conglomerize.
There's a lot that has to change. I didn't even get into that with these guys.
What I'm saying is, on a metaphysical level, like, there's no reason the second, like, it's a very unevolved species, right? That would let one person make over, X millions of dollars a year in, year out, while people starve, or while people can't pay their bills or have medical care, right? And that's an obvious fact, and it's a basic leftist, principle. Sure. Now, the thing is like, I don't think there's anything wrong with wealth and abundance, and people hate, like, people on the left hate when people say that. You know what I mean? They're always like, "Oh, fucking sell out. You're just trying."
Yeah. Everybody should make 23,000 a year. Like, you're just like, that's not gonna happen.
No, dude. It's like, and it's kind of like that Succession show where they have the Bernie character, and they're like, "Oh, bitch, you're drinking our wine," and he's like, what does he say? He's like, I'm more of a champagne for all socialists than a gruel for all socialists. I'm like, bars, dude.
Yeah.
But it was totally within the realm of possibility, that we could do that.
Such a weak ass move hiring Shiv, though. It's like, come on, dude, don't hire a billionaire.
No, that guy sucks, dude. I hate that.
That was whack. Yeah,
dude. Yeah, you could tell it was like,
it was Bernie. You could see, absolutely.
Well, it was Bernie, but it was like the elite's version of him. Like, they wrote it into the script. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
they're like, Bernie's just drinks champagne all day.
Yeah,
charcuterie. That log cabin that he has.
Yeah, he's got cheese platters and
yeah, exactly.
No, but what I'm saying is, like, and this is only gonna change. Like, this is the only way. When we were cavemen, we only knew how to signal by getting a bigger hunt or a bigger kill,
right?
Or like having more mates, or all this weird type of shit, right? And like, and it just changes form as we go. Now it's like money is the thing that has taken that place in society. Sure. That's how we signal. Like, let's be honest. If I can buy a Lambo, that's an honest signal. Not everyone can buy a Lambo. Right. You know what I mean? Like, that's a real thing. That's I'm not saying it's like cool or whatever, but so what I'm saying, we need to change our real, I can see us evolving past the need to signal past an immense amount of wealth or something like that. And once we get there, then we're home free, then we can, yeah, then we can just support everyone and be good. But it's not going to be, it's going to be a policy thing, but it's going to be a shift, a cultural shift.
You have to change up here too, man. The
exactly.
mental, like you have to, there's going to have to be, you know, again, you can't be the consumer that you are now. You know what I mean? I really don't think you can. I don't think you can, you know, I definitely am back and forth on, you know, I don't know where I stand on like ethical consumption and how ethical you can consume things, especially in America with the way we do food, the way we do labor and stuff like that. I don't know what truly is ethical consumption, but we have to realize like we can't be living in excess. And if capitalism were to change overnight or even just a couple of years, I think some people would be like, yo, I still kind of want this, and I'm mad when somebody else has what I have that didn't work as hard. You know what I mean? That's still a mentality we're gonna have to do. I was arguing with these guys. They're like, dude, I'm saying, dude, $15 minimum wage. Like, what if this guy's fucking lazy and late all the time? And I'm just like, dude, so you should be homeless?
Yeah.
Like, you know, I'm just like in my head, like this meritocracy that we have. And I brought it up to the thing. I'm like, dude, by your own logic, you should not be allowed to pass your business down to your son.
Exactly.
Your successful business. And you said that. I think you told me that. Actually.
Yeah.
And you by your own logic, you couldn't pass your business down to your son if your son was not like a good worker, if it wasn't vetted, or
you either have complete meritocracy or none at all. Otherwise, you wouldn't have.
If we had meritocracy, I'd have a better job. Like honestly, because I fucking work my ass off. You know,
or you wouldn't have Hunter Biden and the Trump kids. You
wouldn't have to go to college either.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's a whole load of bullshit. Yeah.
Yeah.
And right wingers are experts at doing that whole like, you know.
Yeah, and I don't know I don't even know if these guys even like really are political. I think they're just like viewing it like keyholing just one aspect. And
they have right wing beliefs, like whether they know it
probably,
or not.
Yeah, exactly. But
whether they know it or not.
But I don't know if they're married to like. That's why when I talk about some of these people you can get to, not all of them, but if they're wearing the MAGA hat, you're like, yo, that's not going to work. You know what I mean? But if like they're kind of have these beliefs, like I went back, I was in good faith. You know how I am on Twitter. I'm not that mean. Yeah. So I'm always good with like, you know, doing, hey, okay, I see what you're saying there, but boom, boom, boom. Like, and I was hitting him with some shit. And like, this guy's like, okay, what would be a good gap in because I brought up that CEO wage gap type thing. And one guy's like, yeah, bro, but if I own the fucking business, I don't want to, you know, make it. Yeah, I go, you know, I didn't bring up the workers on the means of production. That's baby steps, brother. You know what I mean? We don't lay that on you right then and there. Yeah. So I was saying like, okay, make it 100 to 1 right now.
Yeah.
And see what the difference is. And they're like, 150. I'm like, motherfucker. Like, dude, like, okay, I'll meet you in the middle. 125, Mark Cuban. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, yeah, fucking Jesus, dude. It's a Shark Tank. And like, I'm like, okay, let's make it 100 to 1. You clearly have dominance over your employees, right? Salary wise. But they're fucking, guess what? They bought a house 5 minutes from work. They're never late anymore. You know what I mean? And all this kind of thing. And like one guy, and then they always try to do you don't understand the risk of a business owner. That's the other thing. You know? And the guy goes, if a worker gets fucking hurt on your job, sues you for millions and wins, and it puts the business under, I go, well, first off, if they won, that means your working conditions were unsafe, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like you did not create a safe environment for the worker.
Yeah.
And you should
They're literally arguing for like being a shitty boss. Yeah.
No, and I brought up the thing. I worked at a very big tech company in a warehouse, right? And I've said it on here. They basically used a slaughterhouse, didn't do anything to the slaughterhouse, and they had slanted floors for the fucking blood, right? So you're carrying these like 30-pound things over fucking like, you know, Costco waters, Kirkland waters, all this kind of shit.
Yeah.
And you're walking on slanted floors, and then there's literal pig matter still in the drains.
Yeah.
Like while that happens. And they're like, well, dude, that's fucked up. You know, I'm like, but so you're arguing that none of that should be regulated.
Yeah.
Like you're arguing that keep the government out of my business. And I'm just like, dude, stop. And I'm arguing for you to pay less tax according to Amazon, but your dream of becoming the next Amazon as a fucking refrigerator salesman.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, no, I'm Bob Vance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm the one, you know, like
what's funny is I find a lot of older conservative types that have lived a life in business and have been like a rancher or have been a Main Street hardware guy or whatever. They kind of like circle around and they come to more like not socialist, but more like progressive ideas, you know, where they're like, yeah, fuck this tech monopoly shit. You know what I mean? They're like, this is dumb, you know? And I had this funny on the minimum wage thing. I had this funny, something that stuck in my mind. I don't know why this stuck in my mind, but for some reason I'll never forget it. And it was like summer and I was in upstate New York, and it was just like one of those small townships that you pass through, you know, like, you know, one of those cute towns or whatever, you know what I mean? And which generally lean more like right wing and MAGA, let's be honest. And, out there. And, there we like stopped at some, those dumb like, like non-chain, one of those small town like ice cream dairy kind of, come and get like a ice cream cone places.
They got big
right?
jars of
whereas just
like
a little
fruit preserves and shit.
exactly. One of those like cafe thingies, and
sure.
And like and it was like a beautiful day, and like all over the lawn, like there was like 12 of them like staked it like the political signs, but these ones were like, here's why a $15 minimum wage is bad and it hurts small businesses, and like go to this website to see why a $15 minimum wage is bad, right? And then you go in and it's like these workers, they're just like these fucking minimum wage workers, and like I just like connected it in my mind. They like looked hella sad, and I'm like, they're in there 8 hours a day looking out onto these signs that their boss put there, be like, nope, we can't give you more money actually. Like, and I was just like,
and by the way, you have 5 minutes left on your lunch. It's not a 32-minute lunch. I need you to take a 29-minute lunch, because it takes about a minute to walk to the time clock.
Yeah.
And they're doing like that type of thing. It's like, dude. No, and look, I will say, under the current conditions, a lot of those businesses probably can't afford to do that and like keep the lights on and all that stuff. There's other things. My problem is, if you're gonna have like a wage floor, right, which is what a minimum wage is, you have to make a wage cap, right? Because you can't just shift everything upwards, because that's how the Bay Area is, dude. I make good money. If I told somebody what I make hourly, right, in Texas, you know what I mean, or any right to work state like that, where if I told them that, they're like, dude, why don't you have a fucking Scarface house, dude? With tigers and shit, you know what I mean? But out here,
it's like, the 2-bedroom is the 1.5
rent goes up, the fucking, you know what I mean? Like, we didn't do it. It's right. That right-wing argument against it is correct. The problem is they're not for the actual changes to make it right.
Exactly.
So that's where you have to, when you talk to people, you have to get
the other thing. I love the argument is like, I love this argument, the whole well, minimum wage jobs are for like high school kids that are like just getting started, and like
that one makes me mad.
And you're like, yo, have you seen the median income of like the average American? It's like literally.
Last time
you
saw a teenager working at a fast food place.
It's
always like a 47-year-old woman, like
with like 2 kids, you know.
Exactly. They're there,
exactly,
working the fryer.
It's like, it's like literally like, what the fuck? Like these. Not everyone has the same path as you. Not everyone goes and gets like.
Or you should get a better job. Or there's that one like, you should get a better job if you don't like that wage. And I'm like, dude, somebody still has to work this job.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want somebody to be fucking homeless. like I know that your business runs well when somebody's a fucking dental floss piece away from like holding on by a dental floss string to like poverty. Like, they're in poverty, but I'm talking destitute poverty.
Totally.
And like really, honestly, your business probably won't. Your business will be better. Yes, your employee might feel a little more comfortable talking back to you when they don't like something. But maybe that's a change you have to make as a boss, right? That basically they have safety nets, they have healthcare outside of this kind of stuff. You have to change it all, is all I'm saying. So I getting back to wrapping it up. We're getting out of time here, but like when you. These Biden administration things, like when they're talking about it, they're all just like one little thing to where like there's a huge corporate loophole through all of it. You know what I mean? Like, it's so easy. They walk through just fucking whoop, like a tent. You know what I mean? Like, well, that nice.
Yeah, dude, the dude was a Delaware credit card center.
Hello.
Right?
Private health shill, war shill, you know, I mean, imperialist shit, like all that kind of stuff. So like I just, when I get in these arguments with people, they don't know, you know what I'm saying? Like these people, I don't think they look at half the kind of stuff. And these are business owners, bro. And like I said, dude, I'm for small businesses to be more competitive. I love a good small business. I'm for them being competitive. Like I brought up the thing. I'm like, dude, Home Depot fucked all of you guys over. Like all the like, why you don't see mom and pop hardware stores, which rock, dude. Those were like the best. You know what I mean? It's why you don't see those anymore. And you see fucking like whack ass Home Depot, Lowe's, and all that kind of shit. And you see those come in because they don't pay the fucking taxes that you pay. You know what I mean? And then you set the minimum wage. They're gonna pay the minimum wage that you're paying your workers. Yeah. You know what I mean? And you think that's a bad thing because of the government making you do that. And I'm like, no, it's a bad thing because, again, the government is hand in hand with private business. So they're going to make sure Home Depot's okay. And, you want the minimum wage? You're fucked because I don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? So
it's all power, dude. It's all, we all try and find weird ways to have power over each other. And like people are like, well, I'm upper middle class and I'm a small business owner and I'm getting fucked by all these corporations and laws and everything, but at least I can have power over these like 12 people in my office, right? And, like, get out. That's what it is, dude.
Don't you hate having a boss like that too? When they come in, they're like, you think your check's light this week?
Yeah,
I didn't get a check this week. Yeah. You're like, mother, you fucking own the business,
bro. You're driving like a Land Rover, dude.
There's no checks. You have 3 ex-wives.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, they get garnished. Like,
garnished.
I'm always like, dude, you don't have like I don't. Yeah, must be nice to get a check every 2 weeks. I don't get that. I fucking hate those type of bosses, dude. I'm like, just don't own the business.
Yeah,
it's a simple solution.
Don't complain. Oh, dude, I've gotten into it with that for sure. Yeah. No, it's wild, man.
Well, so I'm gonna say this episode will come out on Monday, and I want to do another episode this week because I think we should have a pretty. I don't want say it before it happens, but once we record it, we'll announce it and everything. I want to do a post-election episode. We should have a pretty good, high ranking in the leftist posting world. You know what I mean? Like, this dude, no joke. We should have a good guest for that episode. He's. We talk to each other. It's like, hey, come on. Yeah, sure. Let's do it after the election. All right. So I want to put out 2 episodes this week because it is a pretty big week, right? Regardless of whether I think there's going to be a lot of news, regardless of how consequential the election actually is. There's going to be a lot of news. So should be 2 episodes this week. Shout out to everyone who tuned into the episode with Alex G at Galaxy Brain. That was a great episode. Got some good feedback on that. And you can follow me on Twitter. I'm at Glenn Rockney. He's at Crypto Psi. That's Crypto PSI. Do you ever get concerned if someone's going to call you like crypto fascist?
I'm owning
Anytime
it.
I see that term, I think of you. Like, I mean, not because you are, but because of the name.
Yeah.
Like,
I'll change my handle to that.
Crypto FAS.
Yeah, crypto fash.
Crypto FASH. That would rock, dude. Dude, people like saying the shit that you say. People are gonna be like, "What the fuck is going on with this?"
Yeah.
Is that a manatee getting at me like that? Put a fucking Hitler mustache on your manatee. But
oh, dude.
No, but yeah. So he's at Crypto Psi, Crypto PSI, and this is at Rare Candy Pod 1. Follow that on Twitter. Subscribe to our YouTube page. It's a Rare Candy YouTube page. I have a podcast for the Raiders. So if you're a Raider fan, there's a couple of you. Check that out. It's called Rock Vegas. And so Raiders play the Browns this weekend. Hopefully it's the losingest franchise of the last 20 years. So let's win that battle.
Let's go.
Yeah. Hey, it's a 3 team against a 5-2 team. It's not the worst matchup this year. So nonetheless, see what happens during the election. We should have a pretty fun episode after it, no matter what. So, all right, guys.
All right.